Recognize Senator Rob Monroe, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. 20 years ago, I was a member of the Metro Council in charge of transportation working on this issue. So it's timely. It didn't happen overnight. Senator Devlin was one of my colleagues on the Metro Council at that time. It's interesting that Senator Devlin hasn't changed a bit in that time, but 20 years ago I was much younger. Now, while we were working on that project back 20 years ago, I explained to my friends in Vancouver, and I spent a lot of time across the river, that if they wanted a new bridge, they were going to have to agree to certain things, like light rail, like bike ped, and maybe even tolling. And so the thought came to me as an environmentalist. Most Oregonians are environmentalists, right? I think so. You ask most Oregonians, are you an environmentalist? They say, yeah, I'm for clean air, clean water, and all that good stuff. Well, I've been an environmentalist all my life, and so I've thought about this project and whether I should support it or not from an environmental standpoint. Is the earthquake causing the bridge to fall in the river and block traffic, both land and water traffic, and pollute the river? Is that good for the environment? I don't think so. Is lift-related congestion, which backs up traffic for miles? You know, the most polluting traffic is traffic that's stopped or stalled or nearly stopped. That's where you get much higher concentrations of air pollution. Is that good for the environment? I don't think so. Is having the only basic option, if you're one of the 80,000 people that live in Vancouver and work in the Portland metro area, is having the only transportation option, one person in one car, is that good for the environment? I don't think so. So this measure provides them with options. Light rail connection to the system in the greater Portland area, which whether they work at Intel in Washington County or at Clackamas Town Center in Clackamas County or in downtown Portland, they will have an option, another way, a clean way to get to work. And, you know, increasingly, there's a lot of people that like to bike to work. Now, I know some of us old guys, that sounds like a lot of work. I do ride a bike now and then. But this facility will also provide a modern, wide, safe bike ped facility. Now, what about tolling? Well, tolling is necessary to pay for it, but tolling, and especially congestion tolling, is also a way to cut down on pollution and to give people an incentive for using other methods of transportation. Primarily, though, this proposed bridge, is a freight project. You know, the Portland metropolitan area is the transportation hub, not of Oregon, but of the whole Pacific Northwest. And most freight, about 70%, is moved by truck. Having the free flow of freight across this bridge is critical to the economy of all of the state of Oregon and also of the Southwest Washington area. And what's the cost? The cost essentially is 5% of ODOT's annual spending on transportation projects. 5% for the next 30 years. I think it's well worth it. I remember when the bridge was built, the second link of the bridge, back in the 50s. I remember as a boy crossing that bridge with my parents and tossing 2 dimes into the hopper. That's what the toll was, 20 cents. This toll will be a little more than that. But I think the project overall will be a great bolster to Oregon's economy. Boy, I've never seen business and industry and labor come together behind something like this. So those of you that are that consider yourselves environmentalists and concerned about making decisions here that better affect our
but Senator, without a yield, you could. All right, please proceed.
better affect our environment, I would urge you to rethink your vote and to support this measure.